Week 1 of the finals done, and I'm not a happy chap. This is Two Loose Cannons. I'm Liam.
I'm Ross. I'm
Right.
happier than he is.
You're on holiday. Let's start off the bat. Before we get into the real nitty-gritty of the football stuff and all the other serious stuff, let's get into all the booing nonsense that's going on.
Yeah, good start.
Yeah, so first of all, before I go off on a tirade here, what do you think about the Crows supporters booing Isaac Quaynor?
No, I thought it was poor, but it was expected though.
Yeah.
So this is the thing; it was expected to happen. As someone pointed out to me, it wasn't just Quaynor. They booed when Maynard got the ball. They booed when Houston got the ball. They basically played all night.
I think the main issue around people questioning the booing was the booing of Quaynor.
That's right, because they thought that, well, as far as Crow supporters were concerned, Quaynor was the one who also said things to Rankin, which then caused Rankin to react the way he did. So he's not innocent in this. Yeah. Houston was the one that said he was going to put him in a body bag or knock him out, whatever he said. Maynard was the one who dobbed it. Was it Maynard or was it Maynard or who dobbed it more? Who dobbed him into the...
Not sure, but
Robbie
was 5AA was pinning it on Quaynor.
Okay. Who dobbed him into the...
Yeah, dobbed him in, yeah.
Well, no, that wasn't that, because I know... for a fact, it wasn't Quaynor who dobbed him in. It was either Maynard or it was Moore. So it was one of those two who did it. So Quaynor had nothing to do with the dobbing. In fact, he was laughing about it.
Yeah.
So, look, so are you fair game? I don't. It's a home crowd.
So let me ask you a question. Let's put any other club into this situation, any other club on the other end of the equation. So let's not make it Collingwood Adelaide. Let's make it, I don't know, Port West Coast.
Don't bring us into this.
No. I'm just rolling this out.
Let's pick on a club. Pick on a club who booed Goodsey then.
Well, I'm trying to get you the most
trying to get
you.
Go.
Well, that's different because that's racism. And I know this is homophobia, but this is different. This is not created. Fans created that Adam Goods situation. Whereas this has been created on field, and I'm going to get to it, but okay, I think the AFL's had a bit of a hand in how this has played out across the board. Because, look, let me go there. Okay, so the way the AFL handled this, and the way that the AFL is going now, is everything that's said on field is going to be reported.
Yeah.
If you start insulting, because the next thing is what happens when you start insulting someone's mum, someone's dad, someone's family. That's the next step. That's the next step.
Our players have react, and we've had people, and they've gone to the tribunal, and he said this about my wife, or he said this about my girlfriend, or he said this about my kids.
Society's not ready for it, though. Society's not ready for it. Yeah. You listen to any talkback radio that's not got Pie supporters on it, and they'll tell you that what's said on the field stays in the field. Yeah, that's the general consensus from the public, and I know that times are changing and whatnot, but if that's not reported, do we hear about it?
No, of course you
don't. No. So that F word I've heard more times since the Rakit thing has been said, and it's now creeping into everyday talk amongst people, amongst mates.
Yeah,
maybe it's personal. I'm hearing it used more.
Well, look, it was used at a Collingwood game the week after. It was used in an AFL game towards the captain. So you're right. People are just thinking, this is a joke. It's a joke word. I'm going to throw it out there. The guy at the SANFL, I don't know what happened to the supporter in the Collingwood game, but the guy, the bloke who said it towards the captain, copped a 12-month ban from the SANFL.
Yeah.
So, think twice, people.
Yeah, don't say it. Just drop the word. It's petulant. It's childish. If you're rolling around after this incident, shouldn't be using it at all.
I think it's funny. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Look. So what you do in your private life is what you do in public is the problem.
Yeah. And it's not a big. It's not a big deal. But this is the AFL handling it that has caused this. So now, what I was trying to say was, any other club involved would do the same thing. Because you lose one of your best players to something that's said on field, you're going to piss off a supporter base, particularly this time of year. It's you saw how with our ideas the Crows were going forward, would have loved to have had him.
Well, let me ask you this question: Crows use the mental health thing to get a week off for a Rankin.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people come out and saying, well, what is that all that booing, what does it do to Crow? You're so concerned about his mental health. Yeah. All your supporters didn't care.
Yeah, well, supporters are different to the club. The club has come out.
He should get a discount. They did this to him.
But the fans weren't rolling out with the mental health thing.
No, they weren't. But they were all talking about, he was provoked, he was this, he was that.
What people are doing, what people are doing are connecting the club with the fans.
Look, I think at the end of the day, you're not going to stop it because fans will do what fans want to do.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay? And if they want to boo, they're going to boo. And I guarantee you, when you meet them here next year, there's going to be booing.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's not going to stop.
We're going to get booed.
Of course you are. And you'll go over there and you'll get booed. Exactly.
Yeah.
And when Rankin plays, you'll get booed.
And when if we're lucky enough to beat Hawthorn this week and go on to play Geelong, you can't tell me that we're not going to be absolutely smashed by 100,000 Victorians playing Geelong at the G.
Of course. Yeah. Look, it rolls week to week. So how do you I just don't understand how you're going to stop this because the fan base will do whatever they want to do.
So now we've touched on what the Crows fans did booing wise. Now the overall arching, every time there's booing that comes out of this state with any of our games, we get cold feral. We get cold, the constant booing of umpires, the constant calling for bowl, holding the bowl. To me, I've always believed that that's parochial. You're helping your side. But we get called out for this, and yet I switch on the TV. I watch Geelong, Brisbane, Friday night, and all I hear is booing. Nothing said.
Nothing said. No.
But we get called out, and this is before the booing of Rankin, because you guys copped it last year when you got into the finals every year.
Yeah,
because finals you guys lift a call. You're parochial as anyone.
Yeah.
And we get both our supporter Brad Paces get branded feral.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, at the end of the day, we look at two Victorian sides playing each other, and you sort of hope it's a balanced supporter base. It's not always, obviously, and I think they see that as an equal screaming for holding the ball for both teams. You come here, you get 40, 50,000 people screaming holding the ball. When you get 2,000 people screaming for the opposition, you can barely hear them. And they go, they're always calling for.
So why don't we hear that about Western Australia? Are they quiet as a mouse over there?
They're not. No.
Brisbane.
I don't think they matter over there.
No.
As far as, I don't mean you don't matter. I mean, as far as the Victorians view it.
Hang on a second. There's one club over there that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. But that's not what I don't mean you don't matter. I mean, as far as the Victorians view, it's from a Victorian point of view. For some reason, they want to sink the boots into the SA teams and,
Now, this is a disgrace. Now, you Victorians out there, Victorians, convict being the key word.
Okay.
You white-knuckle Neanderthals, dragging Neanderthals. There is a massive rap sheet. Now, you Collingwood supporters, take your bloody hat off and listen to this for a second. So I could go back through 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years of your disgraceful performances.
This is vodka.
This is fans I'm talking about here. Disgraceful performances. So we won't roll back that far. I'll start at 2013. 2013, that was the Adam Goods case. That young fan that called him an ape. And
then the president said you could see him climbing the Empire State Building.
Yeah, the King Kong joke that rolled out.
Yeah.
You booed the living crap out of him. You guys started that. Then, after the Do Better report come out, after the racism claims within the club, Harry
Labumba.
I'll butcher his name. I'll let you say that. Labelled the club a boys' club for racist and sexist jokes, and teammates had nicknamed him Chimp. He was booed. Remember him rolling out? Booed. He joined Melbourne. Booed. He was just trying to help your club. If a player like that come out and tried to help my club, great. Culture needs to be fixed. Which someone did back during the Tom Bike era, then we wouldn't have been irrelevant for the last 8 years.
When that came out, you try to cover it up at the camp. So
yeah.
But let's move back to Collingwood then.
And then we have in 2024, Collingwood fan was banned for 12 months and had a membership suspended for patting West Coast player Harvey Johnston on the head during a match and reminding him about respecting player boundaries. So I could think of several 1,000 others that have involved Collingwood. And then we could go back as far as Buddy Franklin, them bullying the absolute living shit out of Buddy Franklin. It's only been recently, last year at the Best and Fairest. Do you remember Craig McRae coming out?
Yeah.
Someone booed Dacos getting an award. And he said, no, we don't do that. We don't boo here. We're not a booing club.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he obviously hasn't checked the rap sheet and he's going about changing it. But, you know, I've heard them this year boo their living gizzards out of the umpires, booing opposition players. Yeah, so get off your high horses, you Victorians, and get back in your hole.
All right, let's get to the game. I want to touch on, I did have a question. I did say to Liam, I don't know if you want to answer this question or not, but a question was posed to me that Liam went pretty hard at Gold Coast and their fake toughness. During the week, Adelaide came out and said they were going to make Collingwood pay for what they did the last time they played them. So my question from Anonymous, because he didn't want to be named, is, are the Crows fake tough? Because they did absolutely nothing in that game to seek any sort of retribution for what happened to them.
By the way, Anonymous, I know who this is, and Ross didn't tell me. I could read between the lines.
He picked us straight away.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Pressure rating of 160 to 200. Collingwood came out to play. Crows didn't. It was very flat. And yeah, there was times where halftime they got into a bit of a melee. That's great, getting in their face and standing up for a mate.
Yeah.
But what happened after halftime? You know, within the first 3 minutes, I think we conceded 4 goals in the first 3 minutes. Game over.
That seemed to fire them up more than
it did.
Yeah.
It did. And hindsight's brilliant because I could come out and say, yeah, booing fired them up. You know, our players getting in their face fired them up. Having taunting banners and billboards at Adelaide Airport fired them up. It's a bit like the old keep the Bulldogs off Adelaide Oval a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It got the Bulldogs fired up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that these things drive a team to another performance, but it certainly unites them. It certainly gives them fuel for the fire.
Well, you only have to look at what Ginnivan did last year and how that fire poured up. We probably would have done in that game. If he hadn't made that comment about we'll see you in Sydney,
yeah,
who knows, we'll probably cook. But that spurred him on. So you're right. Comments do have weight, and sometimes, you know, you put them up in the dressing room.
Yep.
So you know.
Yeah, and you know what? So yeah, look, I do actually agree. The Crows were fake tough because when you get in players' faces and you have your melee, and then you come out and produce that after half time. Because I thought, okay, well this is it. You know, we're 1 goal behind at half time. They're getting in there. They're getting in their faces. They're going to come out absolutely breathing fire in the second half.
Actually,
didn't happen.
So I thought you were going to come out and just whip them.
If anything, Collingwood came out the way the Crows
should.
I thought should have.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very disappointed. Now, I do want to touch on the Crows midfield because we spoke about that.
Yeah, we did.
That's killing them. And you can look at raw statistics, and I did hear Nick say that the Crows won the clearances around the ground for the match. They just lost the centre clearances, but that's great, and it was correct, statistically, absolutely correct. But when you go back and you watch that game for a second time, but even watching it live, you can tell Collingwood's clearances were far more clearer, far more damaging than the Crows. The Crows' clearances were coming out so dirty. So dirty. Like a 65-year-old washed-up porn star that's still going, 30 years in the business. So it was that dirty. Collingwood set a intercept mark record for intercepts for a final, sorry. Yeah. And that was largely due to the ball going in so dirty.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to ask me about the Thilthorpe not providing a target, cowering. But I'll point out early in the game. So early in the game, I don't know if you saw it, and Darcy Moore is renowned for this. He put freaking Petrarca out for 12 months with a spleen. That guy knows what he's doing by putting the knee in the back, and he does it quite well, very subtly. He really corked up Fogarty. Fogarty had to come off the ground early in the game.
Yep.
He was nothing after that.
Yeah, you're right.
But everyone was giving him a hard time. Sorry, got a bit cold.
Yeah.
But he copped a massive cork in the torso.
Mm.
And so I can understand if he's not going to win the ball, you pull yourself out of that contest.
Well, the interesting thing was that first, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of that first quarter, even the commentators were saying how poor a game Moore was making. And then by the end of the game, he was the best player on the ground.
See, commentators are good at overreacting. So Moore did drop the ball and handed us a goal.
He did. And I agree. Yeah. And he wasn't that first. He did a couple of good things, but he probably did more missed opportunity. I mean, Tex gets a goal on him because he's, misses the punch. It's too late to the contest. And then, like you said, he drops the mark. Yeah. So there were probably incidents, but it's overreacting. Oh, he's totally missed his goal. Yeah. He's not the player he used to be. I mean, come on. It's the first 20 minutes of a game.
But then I heard by the end of the game, he's had his career best game.
That's right. That's exactly what they said. He's back to his career best. So, talk about overreaction. Let the bloke play the game and then assess him at the end of the game. Don't assess him after 10, 15 minutes of a game. Jeez.
Yeah,
that's what pisses me off about some of these umpires. Some of the commentators. Just, oh my God, just don't open your mouth until you got actually something sensible to say. Seriously. Yeah. And then the Chilthorpe one, I'm with you. We see that. It's not highlighted, but we probably see that 2 or 3 times a game. There are players from both sides that pull out of context. It's not like the old days where they went as hard as they can because they understand what's on the line.
Here's another whole season, though. That's the thing. So,
yeah, again, it happens.
I'm sure it's the more factor.
Yep, and it does happen. And I know that in our day, you did that, you got dragged. Yeah. They still highlight it, and they still call you whatever they want to call you.
Because Geelong came out hard.
That's it against him. And the whole thing is he knows if he's missed it, mate, if he gets concussion, that's it, he's gone. Yep. And what do you got to? I mean, everybody calls you brave, and everybody goes, "Oh, how brave's that?" And then you miss the whole end of the season because, you went back into one contest. I mean,
well, yeah, and we're going to need him this week.
That's right. So look, take it for what it is. It happens. But at the end of the day,
you don't hang him for it.
Yeah. If he does it again, maybe say, well, this is now a pattern. But for one off, like you said, he hasn't done it all year. I don't think he's ever done it. So,
no. Fake tough.
Fake tough, exactly.
Yeah, look, just again, closing up the midfield for one more time. So Crows copped 3 L's on the weekend. They copped, obviously, qualifying final loss. The women's side got tutted. Choked. That's a choke, a genuine choke.
I guess that wasn't fine at all.
But then yesterday, Father's Day. Should be a great day for me. It was a schmozzle. Turned into the sandful. Expecting to see something. Expecting to see players fight. Yeah, they got smoked. And same problems, the midfield. So I was curious to know, is it a personnel problem? Or is it a coaching problem? Because there's big problems at the Crows in terms of developing quality midfielders.
Mm.
Seem to be great at developing key defenders, small defenders, forwards. Yeah. But over the last 10, 15 years, developing midfielders.
Mm.
I'm really, really concerned for that area of the ground. And they're aware. They have to be aware.
Yeah. Your first statement was that you could have used Rankin, and that's
But the thing is,
him in the midfield would have had a hell of a lot.
Look, it would have, but I don't think it would have won us the game.
No, it might not have won you the game, but it would have had a lot of difference.
The problem is the structure.
Yep.
We were getting beat the same way at centre clearances in the sample as what we're doing in the AFL. Now, I don't know what's happened, why it's not being corrected. I just think that maybe Van Berlo's out of his depth. And maybe it's time to sort of pull the trigger on moving him on. A fresh voice in there. Or just shuffle it around.
Yeah.
Have Scotty Burns come across and...
Oh, geez, you want to move Burns, do you?
Well, yeah, why not?
See what he's done with that forward line.
Yeah, but he also did the same in the back line. And the back line's still working brilliantly under Homshi.
Mm.
And again, would you say Homsh was a great coach?
Well, it's pretty much he's still in his infancy, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they're getting opponents this year. And it was Burns that put in that hard work several years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Homsh isn't a great coach, because maybe he is. But I think the foundation that Burns is setting, it's there now. And so they've got that. So he's done the same with the forward line. Maybe it's time to look and then have Van Berlo sit over the forwards. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's not something that's going to be easily fixed. It's not something that's going to be fixed this year.
Well, you're going to have to recruit. But if that's what your thoughts are, you're going to need a gun.
Yeah. It's like,
and they got
not available.
That's right. So, well, let's move on to Geelong and Brisbane. I think we both thought Brisbane might win this one.
Yeah, I think I did Brisbane.
Yeah. And I was just totally blown away by how Geelong just absolutely dismantled them. They're in trouble, Brisbane. Lockie Neal's gone down. Hipwood. They've got a traditional rival coming up who spanked them by 11 goals the last time they played. I still think maybe Brisbane wins that one, but let's deal with the Geelong-Brisbane game first. We thought Geelong had a soft run into it and they might not be match hard, and they look like a team just
they look match hardened
and
ready for
disciplined and just knew exactly what their roles were, and they just went out there and executed the game plan. I was impressed with Geelong. I think I didn't have them as my premiership favourites, but after seeing what they did to Brisbane, I definitely do now. I don't know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, they're probably the most impressive across the weekend.
Definitely.
What would be interesting to see is, it's shaping up, because I'm looking at who's left and the way the bracket plays out. Collingwood's going to get the winner of Gold Coast Brisbane.
Yes.
As a G.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like a Geelong Collingwood grand final. And we'll get to the predictions, but that's a scary thought.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's much else to analyse for that game except for that umpiring
if that does play out, I will be there. I will boo. I'll boo you Victorians. I'll put my I was looking online. There was a South Australian State of Origin jacket. I'll rock up in that. You will find me.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of me. I don't give a crap.
Let's move on to the Rayner double goal and the umpiring decision there. Now, before we came on air, I showed you some vision of where they analysed what Rayner had done previous to that free kick, where he was very demonstrative towards the umpire, and he went up to the umpire, almost got in his space, like got really close to him, was pushing him. This is David King's words, was pushing him off his line. Don't know what the conversation was, obviously, but it looked very, very aggressive. Basically, they then show the vision of the free kick in the other goal square after the mark up in Geelong's forward line. And you could see the umpire eyeballing that Rayner contest in the goal square down the other end and seeing the push and playing the free kick. So whatever Rayner said to the umpire, he achieved, because he then got that goal, and then, of course, we had the reaction from the Geelong.
Do you know what that shows? Umpires don't know their asses from their face. I mean, why would you become that entangled into one contest when their job is to oversee the field?
Especially when Stengel's having a shot for goal, 40 out at the other end.
Yep.
It's just...
You said it off air that he was just looking for that free kick. He just wanted to pay it.
He did.
And that's no doubt about it.
And I had also said to you, if Rayner had got that close to me and was that yelling at me the way it appeared to be in the video, I would have just said, mate, you're on report, blown my whistle, and paid a free kick against him. Now,
it's not going to happen because the AFL will be on to the umpires this week about, not being sucked into that. But it sets a dangerous precedent.
It does set a dangerous precedent. And David King was saying he should be set, like this is, Rayner should be sanctioned for it, because the way he was towards the umpire. We're talking about lower levels here, because now it's been highlighted. It's probably, I don't know how far it went and who else has picked up on it. And obviously we've seen the video. Who else has seen the video? There's always kids out there that think...
Coming out the ground. Kids at the ground watching that.
If you can go up to the umpire and start telling him that, watch me, because, this guy's doing this and that guy's doing that. And then you don't get your way and you start being petulant and start, getting in the umpire's space. It does set a really, really bad precedent. So they do need to do something about this one, I think, the AFL.
It does. And like I said, where do they draw the line with this? Because this is dangerous because, the AFL do want to protect players. They do want to protect players from being attacked. They don't want the verbals. I mean, yeah, sure, they do like the aspect of having contests.
Yeah.
But they don't like what comes with the contest, and that's niggle. So, like, the whole Isaac Rankin thing, it's got them all on edge. So that they don't want things to get to be that way. So if you can pay a free kick, then maybe that nips that in the bud.
You're never going to get rid of that. We know that for a fact.
I agree with you.
It's a spur of a moment thing.
I agree.
No one's
this is the AFL trying to stop it.
In fact, players go out there with the plan. I've brought this up before. You can get to Harley Reid. You can get to Butters. You can get to Owen Francis. Now you can get to Rankin. Right? So you know, there's probably a whole heap of other players that the opposition know if you go after them, you can get to them and they'll do something. Maynard's another one. You can get to Maynard and he'll do something stupid and gets to play free kick against
Mark Ken.
Yeah, Mark Ken, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, that, and you're never going to take that out of the game because if it's the edge that you need, if you can get Butters out of his game, or you can get, you know, Harley Reid off his game, or, you know, Keane, whoever it is, look, Francis, it doesn't matter, but they're going to go for it.
The AFL off-field is a giant mess, and so week to week, it feels like they feed instructions down the line. You know, the whole penance of how often do you hear tune into a Friday night game, or now it's Thursday this season, and find out how the weekends are playing.
That's right.
What the hell?
It changes midweek.
What the hell? It's a different instruction coming down the line.
You're right. And, you know, the thing that annoys me, though, is that sometimes the umpiring changes mid-game.
Yeah.
And then it'll change the next night. So one night, there's people are screaming for the 50-metre penalties for something, you know, and then they've obviously had a meeting so this happens on a Thursday. They obviously have a meeting on the Friday, and all of a sudden there's 10, 50-metre penalties paid because the Thursday night didn't get anything.
Yeah. And
you can't change the rules game to game, or even in-game for that matter.
No.
So, you know, this is where Greg Swan's just got to go in.
Well, listen,
just clean these guys out and just say, look, enough's enough.
So he's shown today, because it's been announced that the last touch. This is our claim day here. We've spoken about it for the last 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Finally implementing it next season. Now
it's got to be ratified by the commission.
Oh, it will be. It absolutely will be, because it will take out a lot of those isn't it moments.
Yeah.
And look, the only thing that I could, if they reject this, I mean, they're basically saying that we do manipulate the game.
Well,
because that's a rule that they could feed down the line and have manipulation.
Well, you look at who was it? The ball went out in the full from a crow's foot, and yet everybody was claiming it. Both sides of Collingwood players were claiming it. Hinge. Yeah. And then Hinge, and it came off a Hinge's foot, and then Hinge ends up taking the kick after a bit of a discussion.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, how far do we want to take the game? Do we really want to, review everything, go to the nth degree where we have to make sure every decision's right? I don't know.
Reviewing boundary line calls is a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. See, with something like that, and you can, again, that's not going to take it out of the game, is it? Because you'll still look at it and go, well, was it Hinge or was it, you know, whoever the Collingwood player who was closest to it was?
Yeah.
You know, so for that instance, you're still going to have that mistake made. But if someone kicks it down the line and it goes out and it's untouched, then you know straight away it's just a free kick.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it. Did it bounce at right angle? Did it do this? Did it do that? Was the player close enough to touch it? Was there a player in the area? If it goes out, it goes out. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, look, he's on the right track. So that's a great start. So maybe he will bring a bit of common sense finally to the AFL. And, you know, this week-to-week instructions things that just seems to cloud umpiring. That'll be gone.
Yeah.
It will just be, these are the rules, boys. Interpret them consistently.
Yeah. Well, I know one umpire is not going to be umpiring next week.
Do you know what his number is?
Don't. I guarantee you they've thrown that one in the bin and said, see you later, mate. You take the rest of the year off.
Yeah. So there's not really much else to talk about that game, was there?
I mean, like I say, Geelong were clinical. Now with Lockie Nilgo, I don't know if Brisbane can actually go all the way. But we're about to find out, I guess.
Yeah.
So our next game,
GWS Hawks. I think I tipped GWS. Did you tip?
I think I went the home team.
Yeah, I think I went 0 for 4 this week. No dramas. But the question around the game was GWS poor or Hawks too good?
Yeah. I honestly thought they did a great job, the Hawks, of shutting down Toby Green with Hardwick. And Dawson better be watching very closely to that game because I'm sure Hardwick will be going to Dawson come Friday night.
That's only if Dawson plays in the forward line, though. I think Rochelle will get him. Before Rochelle first came back and he gets Hardwick.
Well, I could see Hardwick going into the meeting and trying to do a job there if they need him to.
Get your skates on, son. You're going to be running all day.
Well, if he gets in his way and blocks him and manages to scrag him a bit, you only have to influence that contest a little bit to stop him. But anyway, I honestly thought it was more about the Hawks than I did about GWS.
See, I before that game and during that game and after that game, the one team that I wanted out of that game was the Hawks. It may shock you.
It didn't shock me because I'm sure all your supporters would rather be playing GWS than the Hawks.
No, I want the Hawks.
Oh, you do want?
No,
so
yeah.
Okay.
Simply because the Hawks midfield can't get a hold of our midfield. So we've played them twice this year, and we've broke even.
Yeah.
You know, that game in Tassie, we were probably in front. Should have won that game.
Yeah, you should have won.
So the midfield for us, they can't get a hold of us. What concerns me about the Hawks was each time we played them, their running halfbacks have hurt us.
Yeah.
So that's the only place that I'm really concerned of. But, you know, surely we'll work on ideas.
Well,
out.
Yeah. The one thing that came out of that game, and the one thing when they spoke, when they did the interviews after the game, was Mitchell saying that they will go back. And he actually said he thought they played really well against you the last time they played.
Yeah, they did.
And they were in that game for a lot of it.
Correct.
And that they will make the adjustments, just as I thought Collingwood did.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they've got that advantage because they can look at what they did wrong.
I'll be truthful. I don't think they'll do anything. I don't think they'll change anything. They won't throw anything different.
No. They won't throw anything different, but they will clean just like Collingwood did. Collingwood didn't.
Well, see,
different. They just cleaned it up.
Yeah, the last time that we played the Hawks, the difference in that game was Isaac Rankin. 3 goals in the last quarter.
Yeah, true. Yep.
There's no Isaac Rankin, so they'll probably roll out exactly the same, knowing that there's no Rankin. They'll probably back themselves in.
Yeah, look, I think with Shelley, like I say, match fitness is obviously
it's hard first game.
Yeah, it is.
Into a final, so
yeah.
Never played a final.
That's right. And I think he gives you a like for like with Rankin.
Yeah.
But
at the very least, he's going to take a really good defender. So he'll take Hardwick. Hopefully, then that frees up a Neil Bullen, a Keys, or
yeah. So we have to find out. And my concern, as I said to you, all towards that last 2-3 weeks of the season, do you have another gear? We didn't see that other gear.
No, we seem to have shifted down to second.
Yeah. So now we're against the Hawks. And look, I still think at home with that crowd, I'm backing you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, Ginnivan will be booed. That's a given.
That's given. So just AFL and Victorians, Ginnivan will be booed.
I'd like to see Sicily booed.
Hear it here first.
I'd like to see Sicily booed.
Sicily will be booed.
Let's boo the Wizard as well.
Yeah, Wizard will be booed. You heard it here first. Anybody else?
No. Not Marby Old Chol.
Not Chol?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not Chol.
Richmond Links, there's possibility.
No. So just be on warning, AFL and Victorians.
You know what? Let's boot Gunston. Let's boot Gunston.
Okay. And Gunston as well. Yeah. Why not? And the umpires. The umpires will be booed.
Yeah.
And there'll be a lot of holding the ball.
Yeah.
So no, just
no headlines. Yeah.
Just so there's no surprises, we're telling you.
And the rest of Australia hates South Australia anyway, based on 5 Crows.
Yep, you're hearing it first, here and now. There will be booing at the game against Collingwood on Friday night.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you think there'll be
forewarned? So put on your comforters and try not to shake too much.
Do you think they'll be booing Saturday night as well?
I think across the weekend, yes.
That's a hot tip. Yeah.
Yeah. So for mine, yeah, you were the same. You thought the Hawks were good. And not so much GWS.
It was an odd game because you don't usually see big momentum swings in finals like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, hard to read. It's a good game to watch. The one good thing about it is both sides threw their absolute best at it, and there was players cramping up at the end. So 6-day break. There's no excuses, Crows. You're going to get up from this one.
There was no excuses. Yeah. Well, probably the biggest surprise of the weekend.
Yeah,
was the Freo Gold Coast game, and the question coming out of this one was, why didn't Freo run and gun from the first bounce?
Justin Longmuir.
So I was sitting there, and for 3 quarters, I thought, what are you doing? Like, it was almost like he was waiting for that last quarter to start and then said to the bush, go.
Yeah, I'm sick of the rope-a-dope game style they play. Well, I spoke about this when they were on that winning streak as well.
Yeah.
There was nothing convincing about it. It just leaves the opposition in the game and gives them an opportunity to overrun them. Yeah. I mean, great that they're backing themselves in, but it's not a sustainable game style to play against good teams.
That's right. And you know, I wouldn't even put Gold Coast, as a good team. Scraped into the finals, on the road.
But I mean,
inexperienced. We said you guys were inexperienced. They were probably more inexperienced than Adelaide, and yet they found a way. And that's because of Freo. That's not because of the Gold Coast.
I was going to say
that's because of Freo.
They got themselves a goal in front with a minute and a half to go. You'd say,
and your mate.
Oh God, yeah, the hero, backhand. When I saw him leading up from full forward, and there's no one hearing it. It was like, what the hell? And then when he was running in for goal, I'm like, yeah, he's kicking this. You just kick him, and he did. Good on him. But then they threw him straight back.
Yes, and you could see they went up to Hardwick in the box, and he was screaming for him back.
Get down there.
I love the fact that Swallow kicked the winning score.
Yeah,
that was good because there's a bloke who was recruited. He was there. He's stuck through the whole journey with this club.
And forget that it was touched. That was a hell of a kick. Yeah. That was bang on target. It never looked like missing. And even if it landed short, it was going to get scored.
So look,
I'm very behind the print.
Impressed by Gold Coast, whether or not. I think if they're going to get Brisbane, this is your chance to get them because they've got injuries, but Brisbane have also been very good after embarrassing losses, and I think they'll take that Geelong game as a very embarrassing loss.
Oh, they will.
So, seeing the way the games went, and given that the MCG isn't Geelong's home ground, they played as the home team, but it's not their home ground.
No.
That means no home team actually won. The Crows lost, the GWS Freo lost, and Geelong they actually play home games at the MCG. Yeah, they were the home team. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, technically speaking,
it was the opposite, and we virtually went. Yeah.
So shout out to Natalie Fife. I mean, Nat Fife. Outstanding career.
Outstanding career. He's no Travis Boyd, but anyway, who is?
You're waiting for that.
No, he's been good. They put up a list of his accomplishments. He's done a lot in this game.
Do you want to congratulate Travis Boyd and his girlfriend?
Good on, Trav.
Yeah, what was it? 15 years in the making.
2 thumbs up, buddy.
Yeah, he waited until that's actually a sign of someone that's very mature. And let's face it, because he probably did want a relationship because he's so committed to what he's doing. Yeah. And to bring a girlfriend along, he probably felt like he couldn't commit to that.
Yeah.
So that's outstanding. Yeah. It speaks to the character of the guy. But yeah, I'd have Nat Fife a little bit above Travis Boak there.
Just a touch.
Just a touch. Just a couple of Brownlow medals ahead.
Capital Brownlow.
Both had a losing grand final to their names.
Yeah, true.
But apart from that, outstanding career.
So well done. So
odd how I just want to say it was odd how his career phased out. Now he probably shouldn't have been playing on that side, and using him as a sub coming on for one quarter, I didn't think he added anything.
No, he did. And that was just a fair. I don't want to say fair walk. It was a fair walk game because they were determined to get him through to as far as they could get him because he is a legend of that club.
Yep.
But I agree with you. He didn't, and he hasn't added a lot to that side for a long time. Yeah. So it is what it is, and that they rewarded him for what he's been to them.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that.
So the bottom feeders of Western Australia, the West Coast Eagles. Today announced the assistance package. Now, they're either winding me up here or they don't listen to it. One of the two.
They would have been negligent had they not.
Negligent?
They would have been, had they not.
This is a team that has killed themselves.
My mother always said, there's no harm in asking. Okay?
Yeah. All right.
You can ask. So you're going to get it. You can
let me put my AFL hat on here, right? Let me put my AFL hat on.
Yeah.
Get fucking stuffed. You wait.
There are a lot of people. I listened to SEN today, and there are a lot of people who think they should get something to help them out.
What the hell?
I was shocked.
No.
I was shocked.
No.
Obviously, they don't see it the way we see it.
No. Again, the whole idea of an assistance package is brought in for bottom feeding clubs that haven't won a premiership within the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And, didn't get themselves in this position through poor trading. Because what message are you sending?
Yeah.
Okay. Crows can go out and trade their bloody future for, I don't know, let's bring in a quality midfielder. Goes pair up, they don't get anywhere, they bottom out.
Yeah.
Okay. Assistance package. And they've done such a shit job
given the Oscar Allen deal, and that's probably going to net them as we thought.
A second pick.
Probably two.
Pick 2.
So they're going to have 1 and 2. I don't know how you justify giving them that. I don't know. A late first, so that might be a 24, 23, 24, 25, depending on, other.
So this isn't a poor club we're talking about either. resource rich, massive funds off field. Spend over your bloody salary cap, pay your soft cap tax, and get the job done off the field. Get rid of Dom Pike. I've said this the last 12 weeks consecutively.
But look, it didn't shock me that they asked for it.
No. That should be struck down straight away.
Yeah. Look, when the commission sits, they'll determine yes or no. And I'd expect it to come back as a no. I really, given that they will get some false gallons.
And I would love the way they say no is, Ken Wood, who sits there, he's the guy that approves the trades for those that don't know in AFL House, screenshots the AFL article of that Tim Kelly trade and sends it back to West Coast was just a blood no. Because that's what's got them in this position. The arrogance. Yeah. God.
All right.
Football closed.
You want to talk about Kendric Davis and his comments after?
Yeah. So here's a bloke that was handed the keys to a team and praised that club up even when he left through that door.
Yeah.
And he's come out today and he said that Adelaide has treated him poorly. Get stuffed, you wanker. Again, I do not know what this bloke's problem is. Now, he's gone away. If he wants to preach his loyalty to Sydney, fine. I've heard him sucking off Deladova 500,000 times in the media. Great. You can have that love affair with him. But don't be putting down the club that actually handed you the keys to help you try to get to the NBA. I think he's salty, and I think the guys spoke about an NBL overtime.
Yeah.
The fact that we did go out and reach out and bring in Bryce Cotton.
This is a jilted lover.
Yeah. Now, this bloke also praised Cotton up throughout the year last year. Now, I think the 36ers were hoping to pair them together. Yeah. Have Bryce Cotton as a shooting guard, Kendric Davis as the point. Now, he's obviously read the writing on the wall, gone, well, that's going to cut in the amount of time I'm going to have with the ball because Bryce needs his share of the ball. Fair enough. So he's nicked off and gone off to Sydney. Sydney's obviously given him some guarantee that he's going to run offense and have Deladova play that, make up for the defensive deficiencies that Kendric Davis has. And there's a lot of defensive deficiencies. He's 5'7". I'm 5'7". This bloke can't defend, 6'5", 6'4", point guards.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a liability.
Yeah.
So they're going to cover that up by having him play alongside Deladova. Fine. That's not going to get him to the NBA. So he can bitch, he can moan, he can bury this city, he can bury the 36ers, but this bloke ain't getting to the NBA. Sorry, love. You got anything to say on this?
Jilted lover. I heard the comments and I just thought,
who's me or him?
No, I saw the comments and I just thought, this is just a bloke who's bitter that went past him. Because he thought that probably the 36ers were going to collapse without him. And then we start bringing in all this. You bring in Cotton, you bring in, other bits and pieces, and he starts to think, wow, this team's actually better. And I left.
It is. Yeah, culture-wise, it is.
And I left, and, you've got to say that they're a bad club. See if I can get that out there, that it wasn't my fault, it was them. For whatever reason, we know this happens. It doesn't take much for these guys to one day be praising you and the next day be bad.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
Did you hear the loud rumblings out west today?
No, I didn't.
That monster arrived. He's back in town.
Yes.
Australia's Lateral. He's back, baby.
I did see that. Yes, I did see that. I had a quick look at it, and then
I heard on the radio that he's back in town, and that bloke was excited to come back. So you've got it's funny. You've got everyone thought he was part of the problem, the cultural problem, but since since the season ended. You've got one bloke that's committed that was excited. He was excited that old mate Cotton's coming to town.
Yeah.
He's excited for Cheatham coming to town. This and to be fair, that he didn't. So this is Harrell didn't demand a lot of the ball last year. He played his role.
That's right. Played his role.
He dished off his assists. He got his rebounds and he defended.
Yeah.
Okay. Got into a few altercations off court.
Cost a fan, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, the fan cost himself.
But this bloke should be commended for coming back, committing, and saying, I'm excited about this.
Agree.
As opposed to Kendric Davis, who had a bitch fit and off he went to Sydney. Yeah. So, long may those rumblings continue.
All right. Come dog.
Oh, yes.
Back's done.
So who's come dog for the videos?
Patrick Cummins, the Australian captain, cricket captain.
Yeah.
fondly known as Cum Dog.
You've been on about this a couple of weeks.
Well,
We haven't spoken about it on air.
We haven't,
because
and
we've
this,
run out of
this
time.
is why we've added it today, because what does that mean for the Ashes? Because that bowling lineup has a lot of injuries in it. Like even the backups are going to miss. There's a couple that are going to miss the whole season.
Boland will be back in. And look at Boland's bowling average against England last time. Was it 7?
Is he? See, Boland I like for a test or two. I don't think he's a 5-test bowler. But I think as the summer goes along, he finds it harder and harder. The workload.
He got a great initiation to the new style England played the last time they were over there, and he got topped around a bit. I reckon he's ready with the adjustments. I think he'll have a huge series if he has to step in, because he's not going to be fazed by them coming out swinging.
It's not so much that. Can you see him backing up, test in, test out though?
Yeah, I can.
You can.
Okay. Yeah. He hardly missed games for Victoria. So,
but that's a different level, man.
It is.
State levels.
But I've got news for England. They ain't batting any more than 60 overs in innings. All out 200, all out 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your confidence, man.
And it remains to be seen what our pitches are going to shape up like this summer. Are we going to put a bit of juice in them? There's rumors around we're going to juice it up.
Yeah, juice it up.
Because if we give them flat deck, then it could be in a bit of trouble.
It's going to be.
And if we're without Cummins, then that's going to hurt a little bit more. So
who steps up? Who's the captain if Cummins isn't that?
God, it's going to go back to Steve Smith.
You think so?
Look, Travis Head, captain South Australia, should be given the job. He's at that age where he's been around, he's cemented in the team. His spot's not going anywhere.
No.
Give him the job.
I agree. But I think you're right. I think it will go back to Smith.
Yeah, a lot of people see him as laid back. He's the larrikin of the team, but he's actually a very good captain when he's given that.
When it's not drinking.
He led the Strikers to our only title for the BBL. I know that's T20 cricket, but
no, he is good. He is an astute cricket. He has a lot of knowledge.
He's captain since he was nappies, for goodness sake.
That's right. I was going to say he's done it since he was 22, 21, 22.
Yeah. He was. I thought at the time, what the hell?
Yeah, we all did. He definitely showed that he has those leadership skills.
He does, yeah.
And it shocked me that even with him in the team, they went back to Smith when Cummins wasn't playing. So maybe writing's on the wall again.
Yeah, it'll be Smith, and then
well, I hope it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
should we get on for the tips for
absolutely. So, who you got? We got Crows Hawthorn first.
Crows.
You gonna go Crows? I'll go.
I'm not going by 30 points this time. Maybe by 1. I'll take 1 point.
I think at home. I think you get across the line at home.
It's going to be an ugly game. Yeah. Like it's going to be brutal.
Yeah. You're going to have to come. The pressure's you can't come out with 160.
Well, they now know. I mean, you can forgive them. Inexperienced team only 3 players playing finals. We got Rada. They've now been punched in the face. They can't have it happen again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the straight sets thing is going to hang over them. And that's the other thing. Don't fear going out in straight sets. Don't play safe. If you're going to go out straight sets, who gives a crap? All right? Young team, experience, fantastic. Take it that way, but play brave, because if they play safe, they're out. So, yeah.
What do they call it? What do they call the Brisbane Gold Coast game?
The Q Clash.
The Q Clash. The finals Q Clash.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm going to go Brisbane with no confidence. Gold Coast, long trip back from WA. That's the only reason. If that game had been played in Melbourne, Gold Coast.
It's a tough one. I agree with you. This is...
And there will be a bounce back. I definitely will be.
Just trust Brisbane more than I trust Gold Coast. That's the only reason I'd go Brisbane.
There's 2 reasons.
I wouldn't be shocked if Gold Coast win it.
No.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Brisbane want payback from the last time that they got hold of the MQ Flash.
11 goals.
Brisbane copped a beating last week, so they want that bounce back. And let's face it, this is their last shot.
Look, no hip.
I'm going to say
no Lockie Neal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough for Brisbane, but I think that experience in finals will serve them well.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. And can Gold Coast back up 2 finals?
Well, that's the question. Can they? And look, in all honesty, as much as they played well for 3 quarters, that last quarter, probably Freo should have
Should have
won. Yeah, absolutely should have won.
Yeah.
So
And that emotional thing of you've got the win in the final.
Yeah.
Do they have a letdown?
That's it. And I think I was just about to say that is a letdown now.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are tips, people. Don't put any money on it though. But if you do, get responsible.
All right, now you've got a cracker this week.
Yeah. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the toilet?
What's that?
Because the P is silent. Good night.